Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to make the principles of art and design foldable. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click over here in Schoology. So you should be on the home page. You're going to scroll down and you're going to simply follow the red folders. So I'm going to click on Fall Semester. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Elements and Principles of Design. And I'm going to scroll through all of this, and I'm going to find the assignment called Principles of Design Foldable. And what I want you to simply do is click on My Document, and just give this a minute to load. Alright, so the next thing that you're going to do is we're going to gather our materials. So the materials that you're going to need are a 17 by 11 inch paper, a 12-inch ruler, scissors, and make sure that when you're carrying the scissors, you're carrying them like this, and you're going to need a bin full of colored pencils. Make sure that you grab an entire bin of colored pencils and not just one or two. So right now is a good time to pause this video to gather your materials. Alright, just like the Elements of Design Foldable, we're going to fold our Principles of Design Foldable. We're going to fold this in a tri-fold, so I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So you want to hold your paper up portrait style, so I have it, I'm holding it like this, and then we're simply going to do a hot dog fold. So I'm going to take this paper and I'm just going to fold it in half the long way. And I'm going to make a nice crease on here. Alright, and once you have that done, you're going to unfold it. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take this side right here, and you're simply going to bring that over in the middle, and you're going to use that center line as a guideline. So just using that center line as a guideline, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Exactly like we just did for the Elements of Design Foldable. So you should have a piece of paper that now opens up from the middle. Okay, so now I want you to pause the video to fold your paper in a tri-fold. So remember, you're folding it in half, using the center as a guideline and bringing that corner in, and then repeating on the other side. Now we're going to measure out 7 2 1/4 equal parts starting from the bottom, and then the space left at the top will be for the header, and that should be about 1 inch. So on your ruler, you're going to look for the 2 1/4. So right here, this is where the half is. And then we're looking for this increment right here where the 2 1/4 is. Make sure that you're using a pencil for this in case if you make any mistakes, you can easily erase it. So notice how I'm lining this line up right here on my ruler. And again, I'm looking for the 2 1/4. So here's the half and here's the quarter increment. So once I find that, I'm just going to simply make a dot there, and I'm going to move my ruler down. Once again, I'm going to line it up with this line here, not the edge of the ruler, but this line right here. And I'm going to go down, and I'm going to make dots all the way down on the one side. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to measure on the other side all of those dots. And once I'm finished measuring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply draw a line straight across. So I'm going to line these dots up right here, and I'm simply just drawing a line straight across. And it's very important that you go down both sides and you match these lines up so that you have a nice straight line. Once you finish with that, you should have 7 equal parts here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have about an inch at the top for my header. Okay, now's the time to pause this video to measure out the 7 2¼ inch increments on your paper. Now we're ready to use our scissors to cut along these lines. So I have my folded paper here, and I'm simply going to lift up one of these tabs here, and I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm just going to simply cut these out, and I'm going to go all the way down. And I'm going to do that on both sides. And once you have all of these cut out, you'll notice again that you should have this inch at the top here, where you have these two smaller pieces that are 1 inch, and this one is 2¼ inch. So what I'm going to do here is I want this to be where my title is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this tab off right here, because we don't need this. So now I have my 2¼ inch tabs all cut out, and I have my header all cut out as well. So now is a good time to pause the video to cut the tabs out along those lines, and also cut off that extra 1 inch flap at the top so that you have room for your title. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to illustrate the title on that 1 inch header that we left. Make sure that you spell principles correctly, so it's spelled P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E-S. Spelling does count, so you can write principles of design up here and make it as creative as you want, but make sure that it's all on that 1 inch up there. And here's another example. So again, making sure that you spell it correctly. So now is a good time to pause the video to illustrate the title, Principles of Design. Now we're going to write a description on the inside. For this, what you're going to need is you're going to need this handout, which is located in the center folder in your pod. So make sure that you open up that folder, you grab one of these. Remember, I use these for all of my classes, so you're just borrowing this for this class. Make sure that you don't write on this, and you put it back after. Notice on this paper, what I have here is there is the title, and there's also the 7 different principles of design over here. There's an example for each one, and there's also a description right over here. If you flip this paper over, there's also some more descriptions on here as well. So once you have those papers, what you're going to do is you're going to design the front right here. So you want to use that particular principle of design in a creative way to create a title. And then on the inside, that's where you're going to be writing the 2 to 3 sentence description on the inside, and on the flaps, that's where you're going to use those examples there. So here we have emphasis, and this student chose to use red on white to create emphasis, and you can see the description here, and then also the 2 examples that they have on here. So this is a great example here. And then what I really like about the movement is it has this feeling of movement in it because it's a swoosh. So if I open this up here, you can see the description on here, as well as 2 examples on here as well. So these are really good examples on here. So now is a good time to pause the video to write a description for each principle of design and draw examples. Remember to be creative and use colored pencils. So once you've finished with your foldable, make sure that your name and your period is on the back. That's super important. Before you put this in the folder to be graded, we're going to turn this in on Schoology as well. So you're going to find the assignment called Principles of Design Foldable. You're going to click on My Document. Then you're going to click over here where it says Open. When you click Open, you're going to click Insert. image. Then you're going to choose camera right here. It's going to ask you if you're going to allow this, and you can click allow. Now you can see me over here. And you want to try to bring this up so that you can see yourself on here. And you're simply going to take a picture and you're going to click insert. And I'm going to insert this picture right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another picture of the inside, so open this up the best that you can so that I can see the definitions. And then what you're going to do is you're going to switch back over here into Schoology. You're going to switch over into Schoology and you're going to click Submit Assignment. And I'm going to say Yes, Submit. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your foldable and you're going to bring it over and place it in the purple folder for your period. So if you're in block 1, you're going to place it in the block 1 purple folder. And you're all finished.